Hey everybody, I'm Andrea, and this is
Carly.
Carly, and welcome to Circus Animal. In this captivating podcast, we'll explore the intricate dance between patients and the medical system, a performance that often feels like jumping through hoops, hence Circus Animal. Join us as we shine a spotlight on hurdles patients encounter, from navigating insurance mazes to deciphering medical jargon, waiting room acrobatics to the balancing act of managing prescriptions and your life. Um, so in this episode of Circus Animal, I'm going to tell two quick stories because they're quick. The first one is my very first pain management doctor, who was a female doctor at a very large hospital here in New York City. She'll remain nameless. But she gave me my first spine injection, and I had to be knocked out for it, which I don't care about being knocked out, like best nap you'll ever have every time. But
Absolutely.
everyone's like, I tell anyone who's never been knocked out, best nap you ever had.
You'll be fine.
I wake up so rested. It's like, even though I never feel rested. But anyway, so pain management doctor gave me my first back injection. My feet were tingling. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Of course, I didn't know I had small fiber neuropathy, but I didn't know it was a back injection. It's possible, right? It's right around Christmas. I tried and tried for like a week and a half to get a hold of this woman. She finally gets back to me. And instead of saying to me, this is the doctor who's covering me in case, you feel like something's wrong, just call back and speak to so and so. No. What she said was, if you lose your bowel, go to the emergency room.
It's
And
already too late at that point.
I'm like, in that moment, I'm like, oh, she doesn't want me as a patient. And then I'm thinking, oh, I don't want her for a doctor. So,
I
but this is the thing Carly and I were talking about before we started taping is that, we live in New York and we know there's 700 other people behind you waiting to take that job. And I cannot believe this doctor still practices at this very large hospital and is a known entity to be horrible to people. It's just unbelievable. And
That's
the other,
why more and more people aren't trusting their clinicians.
well, especially pain management. That's
Yeah.
like these are the people who are anesthesiologists. That's why their insurance is so high, is because
Yeah.
they can kill you. Okay, so the second story quickly was last year, right around Christmas, I got really sick. I had like a fever, and I never get fevers like fevers over 100. Like I'll get 99 because my body temperature is low, and I have like can forever have mono, so I always feel like I have a fever. But this time I had like a higher fever, like a fever, like 101, which was weird for me. And it was just 2 days. I tested negative for COVID 2 days in a row. Monday was like Christmas day after Christmas, so everybody was off. I go in on the Tuesday morning, and I'd been emailing her the entire weekend through their portal. And I finally get there, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. There's only one person in the waiting room. I say to the receptionist, I didn't test positive for COVID. I had a fever over the weekend. I emailed the doctor several times. I'm going to go sit in your hallway and the furthest chair just to be safe, even though I've tested negative twice. And she was like, okay, she checked me in. My doc, who I know wants to retire at that time, she was retiring soon, comes out full hazmat. The mask, not only this mask, the shield, the whole full suit, the gloves, everything goes like this in front of the door and says, you can't come in here. I have a newborn at home. And I was like, huh?
Then how are
Uh,
you a doctor?
well, in that moment, hindsight's 2020, but in that moment, I was like, oh, okay. Like it was so weird. And so she's like, go home. We'll make an appointment for you in 2 weeks. We'll reach out to you, which they did. I made the appointment. And then she wanted me to make it for 2 weeks later. And that's when I had it. And I thought to myself, they could have COVID tested me right there in the moment, a rapid test. They could have let me see a different doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, so I wrote to them. I wrote to the website where
Good for
they came,
you.
right? And then I got a phone call and I was terrified to answer the call. So I didn't answer it. I just wanted to think about what was going to say. Then I was like, wait, what am I scared of? I had Howard Falkenstein for a father. That's all you need to know. Like, I am not afraid of anything. So I called this guy back and I said, look, I'm not trying to get her fired. And I know she wants to retire soon, but she's in the wrong business. She's in the germ business. And if you're not going to see your patients, we have to, what, when we're sick, we have to go to urgent care now, or we have to go to an emergency room where in hospitals, you know who's in hospitals? Sick people.
People.
You don't want to be in there. You don't want to go there if you don't have to, really. So he understood what I was saying, and I said, I'll never go back to her. I said, but I found another doctor within this world of this facility, this hospital, that I found I took my parents' GP, who I love and adore.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah, her name's Megan Collins. She's excellent. She's an NYU doctor. She really cares. I don't know if she's taking new patients, but she's excellent. She sees me as a whole human, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's not, oh, it's so nice. So
Yeah.
those are my two hoop jumping stories for today. Carly, you're up.
Okay, so my hoop jumping story is I feel like something that a lot of people can relate to is that we'll have kind of different doctors covered for things that they really shouldn't be because we're so interconnected in so many different ways. So I was seeing my regular GP and he was acting as a psychiatrist giving me psychiatric medication for I want to say at least minimum of 7 years, if not more. So eventually, and he wasn't doing the proper things of like testing my blood, testing my like
Or
just like
talking, or have talking to you, like a psychiatrist would talk
no,
to you and say, like, how is this going? Like, you would
I
call.
told one doctor at one point that I thought I needed to go up, and he was like, "Okay, we'll put you up," and that was it. That was my only conversation in like 9 years about the medication. I started at one doctor when I graduated out of that insurance because of Obamacare and went. I had to change doctors. He just saw that I was on. He just continued on it. We didn't have a conversation about it. The only time that I had a conversation was the previous doctor when I said I wanted to go up. So for a few months, I was not feeling like myself. It just felt like everything was like harder than it should have been for some reason. Like, and things were also emotionally just like things that I would normally kind of be able to brush off my back, even though they were things that were messed up and like I would have had a conversation with the person about them. Um, that I couldn't kind of let them go. And this was happening for a couple months. And then after I ended up in the hospital, we realized it was serotonin syndrome. You were slowly like ODing on serotonin and like that was your body's kind of way of like letting you know something's wrong. So I don't remember any of the first, I'd say 2 weeks in the hospital. I had quite a few seizures. Um, I like threw up a bunch, so I had to get all new flooring. Um, and then they had to take me into the hospital. I had a very high fever. This was all 2023.
Oh my
Um, and I'm just hallucinating this whole time that I'm being tied down somewhere where they're gonna make us do theater of all things. Like of all things, I was
That's hallucinating.
I feel like that just proves like
We
once
have to do MAME.
like once a theater kid, always theater kid, because
Right.
that just proves it. Remember, I kept trying to figure out what show it was. I was like, is it Spring Awakening? Is it what's it called? Next to Normal? Like what show is this that we're doing? We have X amount of like trying to figure it out while in my mind I'm also being like tortured by this place. I finally wake up. I'm still not really coherent, but I know that like I have a couple friends with me. I have my mom with me, like not leaving. And then I wake up more and I realize that I can't really move my legs. I got something called rhabdomyolysis, which has been like the new thing that all of that they're talking about on all these medical TV shows. Like, oh, she got rhabdo. It killed her. What happens is your kidneys, like if your kidneys start kind of going haywire, it can attack different muscles. For me, it attacked the muscles in my legs, a little bit in my arm. So my arm therapy was just kind of doing French braids in my hair constantly. My leg therapy, I had to learn to walk again. I was using a wheelchair for quite a few months and a walker. Now, even sometimes I'll still have to use a cane because I'm just weak in my legs, which doesn't help that I have back pain. But so I was in the hospital for,
Well, that's related. That has got to be related. Like
oh,
the back
definitely.
and I mean, well, everything's related, but my God, the legs in the back. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Holy.
And I had dialysis 7 times. It was just a really, really big mess. It was not good. And it wasn't guaranteed that I was gonna make it out of it. So thankful that I did. And but still dealing with ramifications of things to them. They think that my sleep doctor thinks that that might have been the starting off event that started a lot of my insomnia problems. Because a lot of times
Sleep
it's pretty
doctor, the
traumatic
new one,
events.
right? This new
Yeah.
sleep doctor? Because
Yeah.
people don't know that you have a new sleep doctor.
Yes, I have a new sleep doctor now, who I just saw on Wednesday, and he thinks that that could be like my one of my starting events, or one of my two comas could have been. So, I mean, we're not really 100% sure, but at least now I'm with someone who seems to know what they're talking about.
And thank God,
Yeah,
because when we first met and you said to the chronic illness group that we were in at
yeah,
that time that you hadn't slept for 20 days straight,
yeah,
it had knocked me over. I felt like you knocked me off my chair.
yeah,
I was like, Hana, what?
yeah,
20 days? I was like, oh my God, you're a sleep study. I'll just keep saying it. And I'm so happy you're having the in-lab sleep study too.
yeah,
Hallelujah.
yeah.
And
That's very, I'm
and
very
this,
happy about that.
and I have to say, this whole thing with the ferritin number,
Oh,
it,
yes.
it just goes to show you, because you didn't ask for the blood work back. It proves that you should always ask for the blood work back.
Well, I was. They just weren't giving it. He kept being like, no, no, like the numbers are good. The numbers are good. It was the sleep doctor who pulled it up and just didn't have a hard time about it.
So they wouldn't give you your own blood results?
We kept asking about it. We kept saying, what were the numbers? What were the numbers?
Ah,
He was like not giving it. Then we were saying, okay, can you at least tell us what the ferritin is? And he just goes, it's fine.
who is this guy? Report his ass.
Yeah,
Report him.
yeah,
Report him. I'm so glad that the other doctor could see the number though, because when you
yeah,
said the number, I almost fell over again
yeah.
because I was like,
Very low.
no, it's supposed to be 75 at the
Yeah,
base minimum. No wonder you're suffering.
yeah.
I'm so excited that we're figuring this all out for you. It's so exciting.
Me too. I'm hopeful finally for the first time in a while. So.
Yay, I'm so happy. We can meet at a diner.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it'll be amazing. It'll be
It'll be like
l'chaim, mazel tov.
it's a mitzvah. It'll be like a
Yes.
mitzvah we're doing for each other.
Yes.
You know, I do have my sister gave me a nickname.
Oh,
She,
oh yes, yes, you've told me this.
my superhero, my alter ego superhero is Mitzvah Girl. That's my alter ego. I liked it. I don't mind it. It's a good
It's
thing.
great. It's very cute.
Miracle worker. Hey, let's see if, hey, ho, ho, let's try it out and see.
Might as well.
And I just want to say these glasses are a nod to Iris Apfel. And if you don't know who Iris Apfel is, look it up. It's so worth knowing about. And oh, did you watch Southern Hospitality last night?
I watched part of it. There was a problem with my TV. I couldn't get through all of it.
All right, I'll wait. It's just a train wreck. I don't get it. Between them and the housewives, who speaks to, like Salt Lake
Yeah.
City?
Don't know who talks to their friends like that.
Who talks to each other like that? Like, I don't speak to my friends ever. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and I want to tell you something. My very dear friend Betsy,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
dear friend. Oh yeah, you two would love each other. She's seeing our rheumatologist next week, Dr. Azar. And she has no one to go with her, and it's a pretty big appointment. And I was like, I'll go with you. And
Oh,
so I had acupuncture after that, but I canceled my acupuncture appointment so I could hang with her for the day.
oh, that's so sweet.
So I pushed it off way into February. So I mean, I don't get to have acupuncture for like a week or two, but I mean, I'm in pretty good shape from doing. I don't know if you people know who live in New York about this, but Weill Cornell has a well-being center at 436 East 69th Street on the third floor. If you have chronic low back pain, they do take Medicare, and I go there, and it's like a spa.
Oh my gosh.
It's so wonderful, but it's really for back pain. You can't, it's not, they're not messing around.
Well, degenerative disc disease. Hello.
Psoriatic arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, woo,
Oh
Sjogren.
yeah. Oh yeah, and arthritis. That's one
Yeah,
of my
yeah.
new
But
diagnoses.
osteo is like what everybody gets. What I have is rheumatological. It's not the same. Although I have osteo too. I have three kinds of arthritis.
Because you're just special. Oh
I'm a pure recessive, um, which means that I have red hair, green eyes, and I'm left-handed.
my gosh.
And that's a pure and my both my parents have brown hair, so the red hair skipped around a lot. But
Oh,
I didn't think I was part of my family actually. I was kind of praying, and then my youngest brother was born, and he was born a redhead, and I was like, man, I am part of this family. I can't get away.
I always thought because I was so pale, my mom is so dark. I was like, "There's no way that you're my mom." I was like, "There's no way I'm related to her." I was like, "Are you sure you didn't adopt me? Are you positive?"
My
And
mom
she
is
was like really
sallow.
upset.
My mom is olive.
Oh, really?
Well, there's some Safari. We did the ancestry thing, and
Oh,
there's like
yeah.
Iberian Peninsula is in there, which is, and we thought it was my dad. It's my mom.
Interesting.
Yeah, 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 Spain. Well, we had to escape. It's like the Inquisition, uh, the Inquisition. Oh, we're also big Mel Brooks fans.
Well,
Huge. Mel and Carl. I don't know if you know, but I will make you love Carl and Mel. It's not that hard. It's
it
very,
really isn't.
oh
He is
my.
a genius.
The original. When Carl Reiner died, I cried. I actually cried and called my whole family because I felt like we lost a family member because
Oh,
we just listened to the 2000-Year-Old Man series over and over, and it was so friggin' funny because it's all ad lib.
yeah.
Because Carl Reiner, but Mel Brooks is out of his mind. Do you know he's working on Spaceballs? He's 98.
Again? Oh my gosh.
Spaceballs 2. Yes, people. Spaceballs 2, Mel Brooks. June 28th is the birthday, my nephew's birthday. I was so happy. Like when I found out that Mel Brooks's birthday and my nephew Jake's birthday were the same, it was like, I
He
just,
really is part of the family.
well, he really is. Well, he actually really is part of the family. He doesn't know it, but he is.
Yeah.
But if I met him, he would know. I think he would know. He's a lanceman, as they say, a fellow lanceman. Um, so I guess that's it for this week or today,
Yeah.
this week. Oh, it's Friday. It's true. It is this week. Um, but if anybody wants to be on, just write us up in down below and let us know if you want to tell your horror story,
Yep.
or if you have any story that is related to medical, or you have a question or anything we can help with. We're
I
here
would love to have you.
and we're safe, and yeah, we'd love to have you. She's right. So I love you, Carly.
Love you too.
I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, we're gonna put this one up soon.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, bye,
Bye.
you little animal, you. Roar.